Welcome to e-lecture series organized under Gyandoot program, an initiative of Department of College Education, Government of Rajasthan. I am Dr. Kiran, Associate Professor in English. In this lecture, I'm going to talk about Loyalties, a famous play written by John Galsworthy. John Galsworthy is one of the eminent writers of early 20th century. His presence in the history of English literature is recorded as a versatile creative genius who enriched the world of literature with his short stories, his novels, and his plays. He was awarded with Nobel Prize in 1932 for his distinguished art of narration. This great storyteller was the literary artist who declined the honor of knighthood with this firm belief that literature as a powerful platform to reflect on what is happening in the society as a powerful platform to revolutionize the society has its own reward. This great literary artist was born on August 14, 1867 and died on 31st January 1933. He received his education at famous Harrow School and New College, Oxford. After completing his graduation with law, he was admitted to the bar in 1890, but he left uh, his career as a barrister to move towards the field of creative writing. And his interest or his shift or his move towards creating writing was greatly influenced by two people. The first one is Joseph Conrad, the famous novelist whom he met during a travel. And the another important influence was that of his wife, Ada Cooper. John Galsworthy started his literary career with the publication of his collection of short stories in 1897, and the title of this collection was From the Four Winds, and this collection was published under the pen name of John St. John. The another important thing which is to be kept in mind about John Galsworthy as a literary artist is that he was one of the founder members of PEN, an international club which was established to initiate, to encourage dialogue, communication between the poets, playwrights, essayists, editors, and novelists across the globe, and he was the first president of this club. He was honored with the Order of Merit in 1929, and this great literary genius was awarded with prestigious Nobel Prize for Literature in 1932 for his trilogy, The Forsyte Saga, which is a collection of 3 novels and 2 interludes. This great storyteller is also known for his very powerful plays, which played a great role in initiating a wave of reforms in contemporary society. As a dramatist, John Galsworthy rebelled against traditional theatre, just like Henrik Ibsen and G.B. Shaw. He promoted the realist drama or the problem play because he believed that the stage must be used to set out human follies, social inconsistencies, and injustice. And he used his plays as a powerful tool, as a powerful weapon, as a powerful platform to address the some social grievances, some social issues. And so, with a deep humanitarian outlook upon life, he tried to suggest some solutions. He tried to initiate a wave of reforms, social reforms in contemporary society through his plays, which are sociological in character. As he himself said, I quote, "The sociological character of my plays arises from the fact that I do not divorce creation from life, So this is the magic, this realism, this this being true to life is the magic of his plays, which makes them still relevant for us. Now let's talk about some famous plays by this great playwright. His first play, The Silver Box, which appeared in 1906. Then there is Strife, 3 years later, this one in 1909. And in 1910, he got published his play Justice. 1920, The Skin Game. In 1922, the play Loyalties came, which we are going to discuss in detail. And in 1926, his play Escape was published. All these plays, which John Galsworthy has written, as I have earlier told you, that they address the social problems and they took up specific social grievances. For example, the double standard of justice is addressed in the play The Silver Box. And in the play Strife, John Galsworthy talks about the confrontation or the clash between capital and labor. And in the play Justice talks about the very miserable condition of the prisons in England, and this very play led great prison reforms in England of that time. In the period ranging from 1906 to 1929, Galsworthy produced 20 full-length plays and 7 playlets. And almost all the plays and playlets of John Galsworthy uh, deal with the issues or the problems of contemporary England. All of them are the dramas of ideas, of problems, of questions of practical life. Or we can say all these plays have their inception in the observation of human nature in contact with life. And this play, Loyalties, is also no exception to this um, long list of the plays which deal with the problems of life. And this play, Loyalties, which is the 14th play in the list of the 20 plays by John Galsworthy, was written in 1922, and its theme was so powerful and it appealed to the general public that when it was staged at St. Martin's Theatre for the first time, it ran for over a year. And John Galsworthy himself talks about this play as a technical masterpiece. He says, I quote, "The only play of mine which I was able to say when I finished it, no manager will refuse this." And no doubt this play proved so. This play, thematically, it was so powerful to appeal the audience, and structurally and technically was also a great masterpiece in terms of the plot, in terms of characterization, in terms of dialogue. With its well knit and well structured plot, the play Loyalties is a drama in 3 acts. And this drama, all the events, they are created around a key episode, and that key episode is a theft of about £1,000 from the bedroom of a Jewish guest, Ferdinand de Leves, who is staying at Meldon Court, the house of Charles Windsor. And this Meldon Court is situated at Newmarket, a place which is famous for horse racing. Here one more thing I would like to add, that this play was adapted into a film in 1933, and the title of the film is also Loyalties, and this film was directed by Basil Dean. So here I would like to say that the key episode of the play is of a theft. but or we can say the play hovers around the event of a theft in a house. But this play is not about detection of any crime or the punishment only, but it has much deeper meanings, and those deeper meanings are lying in the way the poet, the playwright has used this play to talk about the clash of loyalties, the conflict of ideologies. As a play of ideas, this play Loyalties deals with the theme of friendly loyalties along with racial discrimination through the event of a theft. Uh, uh, to elaborate upon this very note, I would like to add that a theft has taken place. Now, the thief and the one whose money is stolen, they belong to different social groups, and how their common friends, their loyalties are at conflict, and how uh, the social responsibilities of the people or the characters of each group are concerned. This through this very event of the theft, Galsworthy has very beautifully and very realistically presented the clash of loyalties, the conflict in human nature. And overall, we can say this play reflects Galsworthy's humanitarian approach towards life, because his key concern or his chief concern is to project the human nature, the human nature in contact with the life in general, or the human nature in conflict with social life at a particular moment. That how when a theft takes place in a house, and the people who are concerned, who are connected with that very theft, they are influenced, their relations are influenced. And this very issue of the clash of loyalties or the conflict in human nature is projected by Galsworthy through very lifelike or real characters. And he himself believed, uh, I quote, the aim of the dramatist to create such an illusion of actual life passing on the stage as to compel the spectator to pass through an experience of his own, to think and talk and move with the people he sees thinking, talking, and moving in front of him. So, with this very attempt to create realistic and lifelike characters, uh, John Galsworthy has presented this play with 20 characters. And now we will talk in detail about eight major characters of the play who play a very important role in this play. And the key character of the play is Captain Ronald Dempsey. He is honored with DSO. DSO is Distinguished Service Order, and a military honor, and he is a retired army officer who loves military ideals, who loves adventures. And the playwright gives his physical appearance as that of a man with a pale and determined face with high cheekbones, small, deep-set dark eyes, reddish crisp hair, and he looks like a horseman. So this is how this man, Captain Dancy, is presented in the play. Now let's talk in very brief that how this Captain Dancy is instrumental in the progress of the plot. As I have just told you that the play is moved around the event of a theft. So now what happens here? That this Captain Dempsey is presented as an army officer who is retired and is having a mare, and now he is passing through some financial crisis, and so he finds it very difficult to take care of that mare, so he gives it to a Jew. Now what happens? That he has given that mare to that Jew, and now that Jew fellow has sold that mare, and now for 1,000 pound. And what happens then in the next part, that Captain Dempsey himself steals that money from the room of that Jew whom he has earlier given this mare. So this is how the story begins. This is how Captain Dempsey is there in the key role of in that key event of the theft, that he is the man who steals the money, and he is not sharing this very secret with anyone, not even not with his wife also. And the how the story moves, that now that if one or two of his friends, they know in their hearts that it might be Captain Dempsey who has stolen the money, but still his friends stand by him. Why? Because Captain Dempsey is a Christian and the person whose money is stolen is a Jew. So this is how the issue or the theme of racial discrimination is also addressed by John Galsworthy. And towards the end of the story, what happens, that finally when it is disclosed that Captain Dempsey is the thief, or he has stolen the money, then when police comes to arrest him, this brave soldier is not able to face that dishonor, and so he shuts himself in his room and he commits suicide. This is how this brave soldier meets the tragic end. uh, so um, this is the key character, Captain Dempsey. Now the second important character is Ferdinand de Leves, who is also staying at Malden Court, the house of Charles Windsor at Newmarket. As I have already told you, Newmarket is a place famous for horse racing. So now Ferdinand de Leves is the Jew. It is the same Jew whom Captain Dempsey has given his mare. So he is a prosperous merchant, but he has started very modestly because his father was a carpet seller and now he is a distinguished, prosperous merchant. And as far as the physical appearance of this character is concerned, John Galsworthy has presented this character as a dark, good-looking, rather Eastern young man. Now, let's talk in detail that how Ferdinand de Leves plays his role in the progression of the plot of the play. Um, in the very opening scenes, we come to know that Captain Dempsey has given him a mare, and that mare is sold by Ferdinand de Leves for 1,000 pounds. Now, when Captain Dempsey comes to know about this selling of the mare, then he feels that the money which now de Leves is having is actually belongs to him. This is all this is all um, so shows that how reckless this man Captain Dempsey is, that he feels that that money is now his because that mare, he has given his mare to De Leves. And the second part of the this very event is that the when De Leves comes to know that the money which he has got for that mare is stolen from his room. So now he has his is quite firm or confident that Captain Dempsey must have stolen that money. But now what happens? All the people who are staying at Malden Court at the house of Charles Windsor, they were all Christians. and Ferdinand de Leves was only a Jew one. So now all the people who were staying there, they were friend to Captain Dancy, and now when de Leves has openly accused that Dancy has stolen the money, and no one was with him, no one supported him, so he got a very poor form. But towards the end, what happens that John Galsworthy is not going to talk about anything anti-Jew in this play. So he presents this Jew in a very positive light. When this, how it happens that towards the end, when it was disclosed that Dancy has stolen the money, now Dale Lewis is ready to leave his claim to get the money back. He is not interested to cause any dishonor to Dancy. His point was only to prove that his suspicion was correct, and that was proved that Dancy is the thief. So now he shows his generosity towards the end of the play when he leaves his claim to get the money back. So this is how that through this character Ferdinand de Leves, the humanitarian approach towards the portrayal of life uh, of the playwright is shown or reflected. Some other important characters in the play are Mabel Dancy and Jacob Twiston. Mabel Dancy is Captain Dancy's wife. She is very innocent, pretty girl, and she is loyal to Dancy even after she discovers that he is a thief. This is how the issue of a wife's loyalty towards her husband is presented through the character of Mabel Dancy by the playwright. Jacob Twisden. Jacob Twisden is a barrister, a lawyer, and he is Dancy's attorney. He is very tough and straightforward person. Uh, when he comes to know that Dancy has stolen the money, then he advises Dancy to drop the suit of dishonor against De Lewis. So this is how that playwright has shown that how Jacob Twiston shows his professional loyalty, that he is not favoring Dancy because he is an attorney, because he is his lawyer, but he is giving him the right advice, the just advice to drop the suit against De Lewis, because De Lewis is not the accused. De Lewis has not put any harm to his character or his honor, because he himself has done so. He has stolen the money. So this is how through Jacob Twiston, playwright has presented the issue of the professional loyalty. Jacob Twiston, during his investigation, brings into the light another important character, that is Paolo Riccardo's. Paolo Riccardo's is an Italian wine merchant and whose daughter has been intimate with Dancy. When Ricardo threatens Dancy to expose his relations with his daughter if he will not provide for the daughter, then to pay money to Ricardo, Dancy steals the £1,000 from De Lewis. So this is how this very character also plays very important role in the progression of the plot of the play. Then another important character is General Canning. He is also a retired army officer, and he is a racing oracle, and he was also staying with Captain Dancy and Dale Lewis at Meldon Court, and he is a distinguished member of the Jockey Club and the English Society, and he favors Captain Dancy at the time of the when the time of the theft, when he was accused by De Lewis. And although in his hearts and hearts he is quite confident that Dancy has stolen the money, but he stands by Dancy. Then there are two more characters which I would like to introduce you people. Other two important characters are Charles Windsor, with whom we already had an introduction, that he is the owner of the country house Meldon Court, where all the other characters are staying and where that event of the theft have took place. So he is the owner of the Meldon Court, the country house situated in Newmarket, which is a place famous for horse racing, and he is presented as a representative of aristocratic English society in this play. Because when that very theft took place in his house, he is worried about his prestige. He is not interested in calling the police to his house. And another important character is Margaret Oramy. Uh, she is a society girl. She is Captain Dancy and Mabel Dancy's friend. And she is presented as a very witty and humorous character. She is a fine judge of character. She is the first character or the only character who makes very impartial judgments or very intelligent judgments regarding the character or the nature of the people who are playing very active role in this story. So I hope now you have a clear idea about the role of the major characters in this play. In the next video, we will talk in detail about the storyline of the play, about the theme, and also about the title of the play. And we will also try to explore through the analysis of the storyline, through the discussion on the handling of the theme, different themes in this play, that how playwright has presented a, the a slice of life, a picture of life in this play, as uh, his contemporary Herman Old has observed. I quote, "The play stands firmly on its feet as a drama, rather thrilling, vivid, and at times moving. It would have made its appeal as a slice of life, even if of no moral had been implicit." He used to say that if we will not uh, pay any attention to any instruction or any preaching or any message which is given through this very play, but still we can't deny that this play presents a slice of life. This play presents a picture of the real life. So how this slice of life is presented in this play, we will discuss in detail in the next video. Thank you. So stay tuned.